What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dylan. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully each and every single one of you are feeling fantastic today. Yes, we are going to take a look at 10 Harry Potter fan theories confirmed by J.K. Rowling herself. This one was requested over on the other video we did of deleted scenes of Harry Potter. We're going to go through everything, guys, that we've watched. I've also got another one coming up. I'm not too sure exactly what the title is, but it is How to Train a Dragon. And I'm not too sure what the title is, but that's coming up straight after this. So without further ado, guys, let's just dive straight into this. I'm looking forward to this because a lot of these videos that are done over on YouTube are incredible, and there's been maybe one that is a bit questionable, but like I said, guys, I'm reacting to these, so it's either doing it like this or myself watching this. So why not watch it with you guys and get my reaction to it? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get right into it. Remember, if you want to go watch Harry Potter in full, it is up here over on Patreon or down in the description down below, probably right here because it's not there. It'll be right here. Okay, go head over to Patreon. You can watch movies every single day with me and TV series, guys. I'm going to be watching a movie directly after my second reaction coming right up now, guys. So without further ado, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it.
Aloha and Alohomora. With the new Fantastic Beasts film just around the corner, now's as good a time as any to dig back into the franchise that started it all. A lot's happened since baby Harry was first set on the Dursleys' doorstep, but even the foreshadowing in those early scenes set the stage for the fan theories that we muggles are about to dissect. They may sound crazy at face value, but J.K. Rowling herself has proven that these fan theories aren't just visions in the mirror of Erised. Join Screen Rant as we go through these Harry Potter fan theories that set the wizard world on fire and Lumos our own world as well. And stay tuned for one that connects us all the way back to the Sorcerer's Stone. While we're here, click the subscribe button and hit the bell to join our notification squad. You'll know whenever new Screen Rant content apparates onto YouTube like a happy dark mark. Death and Dumbledore. The tale of the three brothers was a story in the cards since J.K. started the series, but she kept those cards rather close to her chest, especially since there wasn't a mention of the Peverell family nor their connection to Harry until the 7th book came out. After Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows was released, fans started noticing connections between the characters in Beedle the Bard's story and the characters in Harry Potter's life. As far as the three bros are concerned, Harry, Snape, and Voldemort each represent one of the brothers. There was Antioch, who possessed the Hallow known as the Elder Wand, Cadmus, who held the Resurrection Stone, and Ignotus, who retained the Invisibility Cloak. Symbolically, Voldy is Antioch because of his desire for the powerful wand, Cadmus is Snape because of his undying love for Lily Potter, and Ignotus is Harry because of his ability to evade death. Yet the character of Death is Dumbledore himself. While Death claimed the other brothers, he waited to find the third, until the Invisibility Cloak was passed down to his heir. Yes, Harry inherits the Invisibility Cloak, but the biggest connection is that Harry and Dumbledore reunite after Voldemort fires the killing curse at Potter. J.K. Rowling responded on Twitter saying, "It's a beautiful theory, and it fits." Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
See, but she said it's a beautiful theory. Why did she say theory? Like she wants to make you believe that it's true. Let's talk more. We'll talk more when we're finished.
Dumbledore was a mysterious figure in the Harry Potter series. Although he appeared to wear his heart on his sleeve and stood for all that was good in and around Hogwarts, he still held on to a couple of secrets until his death. It wasn't until the book tour following the release of Deathly Hallows that J.K. Rowling confirmed this theory. During a talkback following a reading of a chapter from the 7th book...
Okay, if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert. If you haven't read the books, which I haven't, spoiler alert.
young fan asked if Dumbledore ever ended up with anyone before his untimely death. Presumably, this fan was one of many people shipping for a Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall pairing. The surprise twist was that J.K. Rowling revealed what some keen-eyed fans had already guessed. Dumbledore and Grindelwald were in love. We first hear of Grindelwald as a nemesis of Dumbledore's who was defeated in 1945. This is learned all the way back in the Sorcerer's Stone when Harry reads Dumbledore's chocolate frog card. The details of this duel aren't divulged until Book 7. Dumbledore and Grindelwald were close childhood friends who grew up together. After tragedy hit Albus's family, a rift grew and they diverged in their once common belief of fighting for the wizarding world's greater good. What will we see of this relationship in the new Fantastic Beasts movie? Will Jude Law and Johnny Depp foreshadow the characters' deep personal connection? Hermione...
Wait, what? Okay, I thought... Wait, what? So... They were lovers. So Dumbledore's gay. I can't remember if they said. Did they say that in the second one? Did they say that in the second one, or Fantastic Beasts? Did they say that? Am I tripping or what? Am I absolutely tripping? I swear, am I tripping? One sec, guys, one sec. Alright, so I don't think it was obvious at all. I was just reading and I don't know, but I did not see that coming. I swear I didn't see that in the second one. I swear we didn't see it at all. You're right. Am I listening to some spoilers here? What have you guys just done to me? I think you have set me up for some spoilers, guys.
Schooling. Hermione was the studious one. We mean the girl rented a time turner for Pettigrew's sake, just so she could attend as many classes as possible. And all of this happened back when she was only in her 3rd year of wizard schooling. Although Harry and Ron were able to land solid jobs in the Ministry of Magic without earning degrees from Hogwarts after Book 7, Hermione couldn't resist finishing her last year of education at the Wizarding Institution. She did skip her last year during the search for the Deathly Hallows. Fans online had theorized that Hermione must have gone back to graduate the following year. J.K. Rowling ended up confirming that this did in fact happen. This fan theory circulated for some time after the series ended.
So she completed schooling without them because she missed, obviously she missed 1 year, yeah? That's interesting. That is very, very interesting.
And it's simply just a logical conclusion for the character based on the fact that the bookworm wouldn't resist finishing a full year of learning. This storyline mirrors the real life of Hermione actress Emma Watson, who ended up earning her own degree in college after filming of the movies was completed. Emma reportedly left Brown University for a time around 2011. She graduated with her degree in 2014, saying she appreciated the freedom Brown provided for students to choose the paths they wanted their education to take. She always was more studious than Harry and Ron, in fantasy and in real life. Aberforths goats. One of the more questionable theories has to do with Aberforth's goats. Innocently, Dumbledore's less renowned brother looks after goats, and he appears to really have an affection for the animals. But does that affection run deeper than merely keeping a gaggle of goats for yourself? According to J.K. Rowling, yes it does. At the same event where J.K. confirmed that Dumbledore and Grindelwald were indeed an item, she went on to address the whole goat question. Referenced in Goblet of Fire, Aberforth's backstory is expanded upon in Deathly Hallows. While we don't learn more about his intimate history with goats, we do know that he got in trouble in his younger years with the Ministry of Magic's Department of Magical Law Enforcement. The crime? Performing inappropriate charms on a goat. While we don't know what exactly those inappropriate charms are, Rowling basically told us that yes, they're as risque as you think they are. Sure, his sister Ariana's death still weighed heavily on his heart, but we're willing to bet that Aberforth was living some hard feelings related to this situation as well. This might help explain why he was living as a relative shut-in in Hogsmeade. While the wizarding world can inspire the imagination, this is one theory. that not everyone will want to think about too deeply. Multiple schools. This one's an older theory, but one that went relatively unanswered until we had cold, hard proof in Book 4. Up until the Goblet of Fire, we had only met students from Hogwarts. When we started reading the books in the late 1990s, we weren't sure if in the world of Harry Potter, magic was principally an English phenomenon or other people in the world had similar wizarding abilities. Theories first popped up early on in the series run that there must be other schools and possibly other teaching philosophies for magic as well. As the books progressed, Rowling introduced Durmstrang from Eastern Europe, which is likely a play on Sturm and Drang, which means storm and stress in German. We also got to know students from the French school Beauxbatons. On the ultimate Potter information site Pottermore, Rowling brought the existence of Castello Brujo in South America, Koldov Storets in Russia, Mahotokoro in Japan, and Uwagadu in Africa. We also met alumni of the North American school known as Ilvermorny, with its house mascots inspired by Native American mythological creatures. While we have yet to sit in on a class at Ilvermorny, learning about the history of magic from the accounts of the actual witches of Salem would probably be an interesting course to take. No pointless deaths. There were times where J.K. Rowling seemed like she was picking off characters by throwing darts at their pictures on a wall.
Don't we know that? Don't we know that?
But apparently, there was a reason for every death, particularly Remus, Lupin, and Tonks. Every character stands for a character from the prior generation. You know, the greatest generation that previously defeated Voldemort. The First War in the early 80s that culminated in the death of James and Lily Potter produced a lot of heroes. Desperate times in the subsequent generation called for desperate measures to be taken by good people. Unlike James and Lily, the passings of Remus and Nymphadora isn't the reason Voldemort was defeated.
Wait, is Nymphadora? She's from Game of Thrones. One sec. She's from Game of Thrones. Sorry. Yeah, she's that Sheila from Game of Thrones. Natalie Tenner. Yeah, look. Let's have a look. She... Yeah, look, Game of Thrones. There you go. There you go. Natalie Tenner. Her name is... Oh, don't know. But yeah, I thought so. I thought that she looked familiar.
In the Second War between good and evil. But like Harry and his parents before him, Remus and Tonks' deaths make an orphan out of young Teddy. And it's this situation at the end of the 7-book Harry Potter series that parallels the beginning of the story, when orphaned baby Harry is left on his aunt and uncle's doorstep. J.K. confirmed that this was done on purpose to give a circular shape to the story.
Yeah, right.
Also, she knew certain characters needed to be sacrificed, especially since she kept Mr. Weasley alive after nearly offing him in Book 5. On Twitter, Rowling said, "Arthur lived, so Lupin had to die. The only time my editor ever saw me cry was
That's right.
the fate of Teddy." Pure blood purists. The Death Eaters practice some dark magic, and that darkness can come from their family's pasts. In order to keep the bloodlines pure and keep magic with wizards who descend from magical lines on both their mother's and their father's sides, pureblood wizards need to be very selective about their mates. Unfortunately, since wizards and witches represent a small part of the world's population, there aren't many purebloods to go around. Therefore, it can be assumed that at some point, when the options run out, the particularly fanatical purists need to turn to family members, however distantly related, to keep muggle blood from tainting their lines. Basically, the only way to keep the lines pure was inbreeding. Sure, it's creepy, and it leads to
I thought so. I didn't want to offend anyone because a lot of people, this stuff exists, yeah? Didn't want to offend anyone, but I thought this, I thought it was inbreeding, and I asked my wife, and she said maybe.
mental instability that we see in many of the Death Eaters' personalities. It also leads to the birth defects we see in Voldemort's own.
That's what I thought. Look, I'm going to be honest. This is why I thought Slytherin, a lot of people in Slytherin are born with so much hatred and so much evil because they're inbred. Well, no, because when you're inbred, it's not really hatred. But when you have a lot of problems, yes, you have a lot of problems, it's because of the inbreeding, yeah? And I'm wondering if that's why... No. I'm going to get myself into trouble here. Let's just say I don't like... I'm not saying anything.
Family background. And speaking of Voldemort's family, eagle-eyed readers pointed out that both He Who Must Not Be Named and Harry are descendants of the Peverils, meaning that through the pure wizards in their lines, these two arch-enemies are related. Online, J.K. Rowling confirmed that nearly all wizarding families are related if you trace them back through the centuries. So the Peverils of medieval times are...
We're all related. What the heck? JK, excuse me, lady, you know that we're all related. Yeah? We're all related. All of us. All of us. Trace our line back and we're all related.
Are a genealogical link for many other witches and wizards outside of HP and Mr. V as well. Trouble in paradise. Opposites attract, and while the foreshadowing of an eventual...
I think that was most clear, that one. Confirmed by J.K. Rowling, that one. I can't remember what number it was. Number... whatever number it was. Blech. Whatever number it was, that was the most obvious. I mean, I knew that one.
Ron and Hermione pairing was always in our Mirror of Erised. Not everyone was up for this coupling. There were those who longed for a Harry and Hermione matchup. And hey, even some people thought Hermione and Victor Crumb were meant to be, for some reason. While we can't always get what we want,
Yeah, right.
Ron and Hermione get their wishes granted by ending up together. But it's not smooth sailing once Voldemort's out of the picture. According to Rowling, those on Team Harry and Hermione may have been right about the fact that R and H are not a perfect match for each other. They have different interests and temperaments. But Rowling believes that it's nothing some good muggle therapy couldn't fix. While there's no spell that can make love matches into a mutual and healthy give and take, the muggle practice of, you know, talking through your problems just might be more powerful than magic in this situation. Coming from Rowling, that's kind of a bigger twist than Quirrell revealing Voldemort's face on the back of his head. But hey, it makes sense. It's their shared experiences and mutual attraction that makes their marriage work, keeps them together, and makes them into what many see as the central love story of the Harry Potter series. Moody Dursleys.
Do you think, though, that it's one of the biggest stories on Harry Potter is that love relationship between Hermione and Ronald? For me, I think it would have been an even better story. Even better story if Hermione and Harry got together. I still think to this day Harry and Hermione should have been in a relationship. I think that's one thing that JK got wrong. Harry and Hermione had to have been into a relationship. She had to have done that. She had to have done that.
Since the first book, the boy who lived in the cupboard under the stairs faced some serious emotional abuse at the hands of his aunt and uncle. While he was able to eventually reconcile with his cousin Dudley by the end of the series, his Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon had a harder time treating their nephew right. Most people would chalk this up to the jealousy Petunia felt towards her magical sister Lily, who got all the attention and was treated as the favorite child. Others would say that they were afraid of their nephew's magical powers and feared that the same fate that befell Lily and James could happen to them. So their fear manifested when they treated Harry like a screaming mandrake. On the interwebs, however, a new theory came out once Voldemort's Horcrux plan was introduced towards the conclusion of the series. Since the locket with a piece of Voldemort's soul produced anger, jealousy, and other negative emotions amongst Harry, Ron, and Hermione, fans theorized that if Harry is the last Horcrux, maybe the Dursleys are just horrible because they're under the influence of the spirit of Lord Voldemort.
That would make sense why in the deleted scenes they apologized to him. Ostras?
J.K. Rowling went on to confirm that Harry isn't technically a Horcrux, simply a vessel that contains Voldemort's soul fragment. So the Dursleys have no excuse. They're just terrible people. Dumbledore's vision.
Okay, well that solves that.
Let's journey to one of the key scenes in the series, all the way back in Sorcerer's Stone. Harry ventures repeatedly to the Mirror of Erised to see his family beside him in the reflection. On one visit, Dumbledore is waiting for him, and it's in relation to this visit that the headmaster offers one of his greatest pieces of advice. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Dumbledore is able to give this bit of wisdom because he probably knows where Harry is coming from. Although the old wizard says he sees a pair of socks in the mirror, the theory says that Dumbledore actually saw his family together and happy. While that vision never came to fruition for himself, Dumbledore was able to ensure that future generations could enjoy peace and tranquility in a world without Voldemort. And while Harry never got to see the full extended family he viewed in the mirror way back in the Sorcerer's Stone, the boy wizard was able to make his own family with the love of his life and all the friends he made during his Hogwarts adventures. Ultimately, Harry didn't just dream, he chose to live, in more ways than one. And because he survived through all of the trials and challenges in each book, he got to make his own dreams come true. And that's the end of our video. Are there any other
Well, that was obvious. Well, the thing is, I'm going to have to talk to my wife about that, but I mean, it's no big deal for me, but Grindelwald and Dumbledore, I knew there was something fishy going on between those two, but I didn't realize they had a relationship with each other like that, on that level, which is very interesting. I wonder if anyone knew about that, if any other characters knew about that. That's very, very, very interesting, that one. And also guys, let me know. I need your opinion, guys. Harry Potter, Hermione, or Hermione, Ronald Weasley. Who do you think should have been in a relationship? I honestly think Harry and Hermione should have. There's so many things that would have made them perfect for each other, but life isn't perfect, of course. Yeah, we all know that. But I still believe Hermione and Harry would have been absolutely spot on being together, especially in a film like this, yeah? It would have been absolute perfect and made sense, yeah? It would have made absolute sense, because for Harry Potter to marry Ginny and have kids, that was just weird. Because that was, I mean, you could see they were flirting with each other a lot like little kids towards the end. But it's just like, yeah. I'm wondering if they didn't show it because it's like a kid sort of film, yeah? Well, it's rated film. But I wonder if there was more to it with Harry and Ginny Weasley that you just didn't see in a movie form or book form. If there was actual stuff happening, yes? But we just didn't see it. It makes you wonder. It actually does make you wonder. And I'm wondering if they ever do a movie about Harry, Ginny, and their kids, yeah? Similar to like a How I Met Your Mother type of TV series, but in a movie form, yeah? I wonder if they do something similar to that, because it just, for me, Harry to be such a big character and be with a side character like that, I don't know, for me it was just really weird. It was really, really weird. And I still believe, like I said, Harry and Hermione should have been together. Let me know in the comment section, guys. But yeah, well, a lot of fan theories have been confirmed by JK in this. I wonder if there's any more that are far-fetched or that are true that she hasn't confirmed herself but are true. I'm wondering, because as we all know, theories quite literally means a theory, yes? So I'm wondering if there's anything that people have said that have huge, well, that does make sense, but hasn't been confirmed by J.K. Rowling herself yet. So I'm wondering if that's the case, because if that's the case, there's so many things that could change about our opinions with inside of Harry Potter. So I'm wondering if she's keeping them a secret because she's contemplating maybe in the future making another book, making a continuation, making another series. I'm wondering why. Maybe she just keeps the fans' imaginations going wild. Yeah, that's what she wants to do. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Guys, let me know. I honestly want to know. Do you guys think that Harry and Hermione should have been together? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're going to watch the movie in full, head over to Patreon, guys. You can watch it in full without any cuts, without any watermarks over on Patreon. I hope you all enjoyed it, guys. Stay tuned for some more videos coming your way. I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care, guys, and have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys. Take it easy.